Hello, I am Tanya with the host of the Comeback Seat, and today in the seat we have Denise Rosenblum. Hello. We are off location. I am at my parents' lake house. We got Devil's Lake behind us, which the smallest, just a little fun fact, the smallest river in the world is Deep River, and it goes into Pacific Ocean and in Lincoln City, Oregon is where we're at. Anywho, so you might see some boats behind us. It's a beautiful day. It's a little overcast, but we're already having a great time. It's Friday afternoon. Um, Denise is in the seat today because we are talking about a hot topic. We are talking about what women struggle with all the time with our weight. Well, not all women, but a lot of women. Menopause, weight, you name it. A lot of us, myself, I've done yo-yo dieting. Denise has done different things, watching her macros, we all have experienced some kind of lifestyle change or diet or what have you. But we're just going to kind of go into what tools we can to help women out there struggling. And that's the biggest mission of the Comeback Seat. So, Denise, I've known Denise, just a little background. I have known Denise for 15 years. 15 years. Our boys were on traveling basketball teams. I've gotten to know her whole family. I visited her in her area, her city, and she's now visiting me. So we just kind of go back and forth. And a funny story, we also stayed at hotels together or what have you, going on the road. And Isaiah, her son, is hilarious. But we went to a hotel and they had a continental breakfast. I love this story. I repeat it all the time. But we had this continental breakfast. And at the time, Denise had like a half an egg, slice of meat, and a piece of cheese. Yeah. And after that, we were walking to the car, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that was the best breakfast ever!" And we were going on and on about this continental breakfast, and then he just stops us in our tracks, and just with a dead serious face, he said, "Mom, you only had a half an egg. What are you talking about?" Right, so the kid doesn't eat. So yeah, I think it was hard-boiled eggs. It was hard-boiled eggs, and I remember being so excited because everywhere we stayed, I felt like they just gave the cheap processed food. Yeah, it was like I was just getting into like what am I eating, like the how do I feel, and it was all when we stayed at those hotels, it was like cereal and pancakes and waffles and all the things where you just feel like disgusting after. Yeah. And that's true. We finally stayed there and they had hard boiled eggs and they had cheese and they had little meat slices. And it was like refreshing to feel like I felt good after we ate. Like I probably you didn't feel like you needed a carb now. Yeah, like I was I felt disgusting. Yeah. So I was so excited. I felt energetic. And Isaiah doesn't eat. He's allergic to eggs and he's allergic to milk. So that was a disgusting breakfast for him. But for me, I finally felt good. But I think I remember it was nice. Yeah. So Denise, tell us about where you grew up and your sisters, your family, and so I grew up in Idaho. I'm an Idaho girl, and then we moved to Washington when I was in sixth grade. And that's kind of where my journey starts. Our parents, my parents did the best they could. And they didn't really understand. I mean, processed food came out when we were young. Right. So before then, my dad was raised on a farm. My mom was not raised on a farm, but they were raised on fresh food produce that you bought from your local grocer and, meat from the local farmers. And so where both of our journeys started in the 70s, where processed food became a thing, mac and cheese became a thing. Our parents didn't know what they were doing, but I started filling our bodies with processed food, and my body doesn't respond well to a lot of. I still, don't get me wrong, I still have candy bar processed food here and there, but I struggled all the way through. I guess not struggle is not the right word. I was always a big girl. I was named Big Bird in high school. I was 5'10". Not many girls were that tall. I was 5'10" in sixth grade, size 11 shoe. So I was always named as the big girl. Yeah. My dad called me big girl, and all those things I'm super proud of. Yeah. Like it never made me feel little. It never made me belittle me. I always just didn't feel bullied. I didn't feel bullied. I was just. I was super proud because my dad always was complimented me. Yeah. And my mom always supported me finding big shoes and, all the things. So then in my 20s, I went to college. All was good, just ebb and flow through your 20s. And after I had Isaiah, then I never went on any like the
quote unquote fad diets. I just steadily kind of I was very athletic. Could climb a mountain. I went and climbed, without much training, 10,000 feet and crossed the glacier and had a great time. Like I was super active.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of steadily gained weight over time.
Yeah.
And at my largest, I still was going to the gym. I was hiking. It was just getting harder and harder to do the tasks. And in my, I want to say 40s after I had Reagan at 36.
Okay.
So when she was about 3-ish, 2-ish, I started going like, I don't feel good anymore. And I now have a baby, and I got I got another 20 years. So my kids are really my why. Like, you gotta find a why. So my why is my kids.
And we'll talk about what you did with your why. But so what were before your step to what you did, what was your lows and what was your highs? And then we're going to talk about your lows and highs after we talk about your surgery that you had.
Okay. So before my surgery for about 2 years, I went to this HIIT gym. It wasn't, I can't remember what it was called, but that was a low because I would go and I'm dripping in sweat and I would be trying so hard and I would be so sore. And then I see an movement. Like I would didn't see me getting a blood transformation, and then I stopped drinking Diet Pepsi. I tried a lot of things.
Yeah.
To see like what it is that was holding my weight on.
And how long did those last when you tried something? Was it 6 weeks, 2 months, 6 months?
A couple, like 6+ months.
So you tried.
Give up easily. Oh yeah.
Because I tried 24 hours.
Oh yeah, no, I gave it a good solid effort. Jason actually joined the same gym with me.
Husband.
Yeah, my husband. And he went with me, and we were there for a good year before I was just like, this is helping. And so then I got him with a health coach, and worked with her. You'd ask me like, what was there ever a time where I just like chose myself?
Yeah.
And I do tend to care for everybody. So I set aside, I committed to myself and my family that I was going to set aside every Friday an hour to meet with her.
Yeah.
And she really walked me through.
This is where your journey really started.
Was just really listening to my body.
Yeah.
Listening to what it was telling me and like taking the time to be present. So that was you're always like, because I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to be here and all these things you want.
Yeah.
But we forget to live in the present.
Sure.
So she really helped me focus in and like really come to like my core, as I call it. And so she literally like just like dial into how you're being present who you are at the moment.
Yeah.
And so spending that every Friday doing that, and then I would spend like an hour after I got off her just journaling and talking about like how I was feeling and what it is that I wanted to do that day and then that week, and just kind of taking it slow. And we were I had already been thinking about doing the surgery. The sleeve is what I'm talking about. But I knew that it could be a one and done. I knew it would have to be a lifestyle. So I had been practicing this lifestyle. I was drinking my pop. I had switched into trying to watch what I was my protein I was eating. And thankfully I had quite a bit of muscle to begin with. I was way overweight, but I had a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
And so when I went to the doctor to get approved and do all the things, the place I went made you go through like a lot of psychological checks to make sure you're not going to have what they call like a transfer addiction, where I wasn't addicted. They figured out I wasn't addicted to food, but I just wasn't.
Like if you were addicted to sugar, it's a transfer addiction.
Right.
You go from one habit to
the next. A lot of times it's drinking,
Smoking,
alcohol, smoking, shopping, whatever it is. The addiction is an addiction.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, is I didn't realize that sugar really was a deal for me.
Okay.
So I had super bad psoriasis throughout. I had eczema all through my not the eczema that's like itchy, but just like all these bumps on my skin and on my arms. And so after surgery, you're like 6 weeks. It's almost like it's a kidney cleanse, to be honest. It feels like you're just watching your kidneys out.
Okay.
Because after the surgery, so you can only, you're very strict on what you can't eat. Well, none of it's sugar. So then I think that we got triggered with working with the health coach. Like, okay, so this is fine. It could have been the sugars.
Yeah.
And then I noticed as I joined Orange Theory immediately after my surgery. I had to wait like 6 weeks before I could start.
Now let's talk about your surgery. So you decided that you're feeling sluggish and you wanted to change.
Yeah.
And your why is because of your Reagan and Isaiah and your husband and your future. Tell us about your surgery. Did you have it done in your hometown?
I had it done in it's okay. It's a couple hours away.
And is it an overnight thing or
It was overnight.
Okay. And your sleeve is just basically reducing your stomach.
Yeah.
And okay, that was just a quick
yeah. If I had it all over the weekend, I probably would have done that. They would know all these things I know now. I think it's part of the journey.
It's part of the journey.
Part of the journey. Yeah. So and that's why I keep telling myself, and I told you, like, your journey is your journey.
Yeah.
Like, own it. Yeah. So I own that. It's okay. Yeah. Like, if you do whatever it is you're doing, it's not wrong. Yeah. Nothing's wrong. Yeah. So that's what you're choosing this, and I did. Regardless of what others think, this is what you're choosing. I did. And everyone was so much. I learned so much, and everyone was so supportive. Of course. My entire family was good. They like dinners, they made sure there was stuff for me to eat, and everybody was just like really supportive. And you are at this point super excited about your new lifestyle, right? Yeah, I say what is lifestyle. Like I said before, I was always able to hike. I love to hike. It's it's my favorite things to do. I love to be outdoors. I love to garden. I love to be in the yard. And those things were getting to be difficult. Like, I would have been able to go on like a 12-mile hike. Yeah. I could go 3 miles. Do you think sugar was part of that too? I do. Yeah. Okay. I think sugar, I think not even protein. Yeah. Because you had to learn all of the I did. Yeah, it is. I think every individual is so unique. Yeah. So whatever works for me isn't going to necessarily work for you. Right. It's really about just like accepting the moment. Yeah. And like really taking the hour a week and focusing on like what was working, what can I add, or what can I? Like I said, there's nothing ever wrong. Yeah. It's about finding what works for you. And how long after your surgery did you start feeling the energy coming back? Right away. Instantly. Okay. Probably within 3 weeks. I started feeling really good. And for me, I do. My psoriasis went completely away. Isn't that crazy? Zero psoriasis. My arms are smooth. My neck is smooth. Now, and I started tracking everything. So I would track. I wanted to keep my sugars under 20. Palm of my hand for my protein, and all these things that I learned along the way for myself. And then the goal was eat. I knew, just from my background, I knew that I could not go below 1,000 calories a day. I knew, and it was hard to get 1,000 calories. Because you were so full all the time. Huh? Yeah, because that surgery does that to you. Yeah. But I knew, I was like, I've got to make sure I get enough calories. Because a lot of times people just stop eating and then you lose your muscle. And then the nutrition, you don't get the nutrition. Right, all the things. So I knew I did not want to do that. And my muscle, I'm super proud of my muscle, and I did not want to lose my muscle. So I knew right away to start working out and to lift weights and to make sure I was eating. And as soon as I could eat 1,600 plus calories, I was doing it. Yeah. So whatever it took to do that, I made sure I was trying to eat the calories so I would lose my muscle, but lose weight, gain muscle was the goal. That was my goal. And you were in Orange Theory, and you had your health coach. Yes. Teaching you all the tools that you needed to get through. And how long were you at Orange Theory for? I was a founding member of Orange Theory, and I stayed there for 3 years. Oh, wow. Okay. And that really transformed me. That and the eating. And then it was 4 years. Yeah. And then I quit Orange Theory because I started going through menopause. Okay. And everything started to ache. Okay, so now we're in menopause. Right, and I didn't connect that it was menopause. I just thought I was getting old, and Orange Theory was just too hard now, and like I needed to find a different. I knew I needed to still exercise. I didn't know what it was. So then I started feeling sluggish, all things, menopause. Okay. And so I was like, I know how to research, so I'm going to like dig in, and I'm going to dig. What did you So I found, I picked up a book called Forever Strong by Gabrielle Wines. Thank you. And then, I'll post these books too. Yeah, and then, Kelly Beans and Casey Beans, Good Energy. Good Energy. Yeah. But the Forever Strong one really hit me in the muscle. Like, you've got to keep your muscles. So what am I going to do? I've got to keep my muscle. So I started doing some hiking. Started doing stuff just like body weight stuff, squats, etc. Standing on one leg, trying to do some things. I got to Planet Fitness. I would go, but do mainly the treadmill and walking. And then last year, I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll ask Isaiah if he wants to do a triathlon along with me.
Oh my
so that will make me
goodness.
train
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
Something different. Train my body differently.
What's your good discipline?
Action person. I was like, how am I going to do this? I just set a goal so I know like it's. So my favorite things is actually from. I don't know where Isaiah got it, but he made it up. But it's like he says like do something hard so that your mind or your brain can recalibrate what hard is. So you haven't. So your brain is like resets. So I was like, well, maybe a triathlon. We've never ridden a bike since I was a kid.
And you're talking about full on triathlon, not a mini.
No, it was a sprint. It was a sprint. So it was. You're gonna swim like half a mile, ride bike 13 miles, and run 4 miles.
That's still a lot for your body.
Yeah, it was hard. So that's what I did, and then
how long did you have to train for?
I think I trained for like 6 months.
Okay, and you're going through menopause at this time.
Yeah.
And is this where you decided to do the patches or
after?
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
I wanted to bring it up, but go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So I did. So I didn't do it then, but I
take us through the trial.
I was doing pretty good. I felt really good about it. Like it was super hard.
Yeah.
But I completed it, I felt super proud. Like I was like, hey,
yeah,
did something.
And you did that with your son.
Yeah, I did. He was in that different division because he's a lot younger, a lot faster, and he did really good at it. But yeah, we did it, and we finished it, and then I felt really good. And although I still needed, I was still part, and this journey will be forever. Like you're on a forever journey. It's not a one and done. It's not a check. Okay, I'm fixed. And I don't like to even say fixed because we're always evolving.
Yeah.
Always learning. So like, I'm super proud of that about myself. Yeah. I'm always willing to learn and make changes. And so now I did start, my sister actually went to we all go to the same primary doctor, and we love her. And you
guys are in a small city.
She's amazing. Yes. And so she started hormone therapy, and so I was like, okay, well maybe I should go get my levels checked on everything. So I went and got all the levels checked, and sure enough, I could probably use some therapy. So I do the patches with my line.
Did you hear that?
I did. That's crazy.
She's got hormonal patches for all the women going through menopause.
Yes.
And I actually have a nurse practitioner that I know of in town, Marcy Cogdell. This is a shout out to you. And also my architect or wellness architect, Jan. They know a lot about these hormone patches that you were going to talk about. Tell us about. Really quick, after your triathlon, were you still aching?
Yeah.
So you're still aching at this point, but you finished the triathlon. Yeah. And then your primary suggested these? She went through
an entire like menopause training. Like she went through a week long. I can't remember where at, but anyway, she is
like a specialist.
She's certified in hormone therapy and menopause now.
Okay.
So I'm super thankful for her. Yeah. Like, where am I going to go? Like, I don't know where to go. You got to go to these like out of pocket places, and there's so much information. And so she had said, she showed me that she had been doing it. My sister had been doing it. So I was like, I'll give it a try. Like, it took probably a month.
Yeah.
Of me wearing the patches, and I can run. I can walk up hills now. I can hike. All the things that I loved to do prior, I rejoined Orange Theory.
Oh.
And I feel really good. Yeah.
It's a life-changing thing for women.
It is. It's part of the journey, and I'm happy that I did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is so awesome. And so how long, are you still at Orange Theory today?
I am.
Okay.
And Reagan joined, my youngest. She joined too. And
you all might meet Reagan.
Yes. She's the young. She keeps me young. So she joined, and I go with her every once in a while. But she goes with her sister-in-law. How do you say that? So her sister-in-law, my daughter. Yeah, that's how you say it.
Her sister-in-law.
So
you already have a daughter? Oh, yeah, so
Jason's a partner, got married, and then she goes to Orange Theory too. So those two work out quite a bit together in the same classes, and then I go to a different class. But yeah,
what a journey! Now, what is your next goal?
To keep going to Orange Theory, and then picking a hike. So I pick a hike, no matter where we're at.
Yeah.
We pick a hike to go on. Just whether it's, even if it doesn't.
Well, you're going tomorrow. Where are you guys going?
To Godstown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's called. So
here in Lincoln City, she's already got it planned out. And then do you have Mount Everest on the list? Do you have anything like that?
No crazy That's crazy. But we are going to do Kolchak this summer.
What is that?
And Kolchak is up in the beginning of the enchantments in Wenatchee area, Leavenworth area, and it is
beautiful.
It is a 10-mile straight up out and back. Beautiful. Get to the top. The top is worth it. You look up and there's this huge granite rocks, and you're like, I'm going way up there, and it's hard to believe that you make it all the way up there. But you get to the top, and there's this glacier lake. And it is absolutely pristine and beautiful. I've done the hike many times, but it is getting really busy. So I'm going to shout out to Kolchak and not see a million people on the trail, but it's a beautiful hike. So the kids all want to do that this summer. So
it's a family trip.
Yeah.
Load them up.
Yeah.
The biggest hike I did, it was Diamond Head in Hawaii. And once you do, I mean, it's a tourist one, but it still has stairs. It still has hills. But once you get to the top, it's so,
yeah, it is really
so rewarding.
Yeah.
I love that, Denise. I love that you're here with me for the weekend. Any advice you could give? I want you to repeat Isaiah's quote real quick. And then also any advice you would give to anyone that's listening, that's struggling with weight.
Yeah.
What do you tell them? What is that? I mean,
so I think that no matter who you are, you can find something hard to do. It doesn't have to be a triathlon. That's my heart, right? So, and that to somebody else, it was to like Isaiah, it was freaking easy. Like, but for me, it was super, super hard.
Yeah.
So I think find your own heart. Yeah. Like, if hard is to walk down to your end of your street and back, then do that.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, find your heart so you can recalibrate your brain on what hard is. If hard is finishing a book, finish a book. Yeah. Find your hard, get through it so you can recalibrate the neurons. Because your neurons do grow. Your brain continues to grow. So you can recalibrate those neurons. And then I would say to anybody that's struggling, find something, just move. Movement is key. Movement. Like, whether it is, like I said, walking to the mailbox, whether it's walking around the block, whether it's taking a hike, find where you love to be and do it. Like
2 squats, 3 squats.
Find your body.
We tell our moms to do the squat.
Yeah. Lift your leg.
Stand on one leg. Do a little breathing.
Yeah. Do calf raises at your desk.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like, take a few minutes to just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can't take care. You know, a lot of you that are out there are caretakers, and you love to take care of others, but you can't take care of others if you're not taking care of yourself. And I learned that the hard way. So if you want to help be there for everybody else, you have to be there for yourself too. And I don't call that selfish. So
no.
Yeah.
Well, Denise, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing your story. Yeah. Sometimes women and their weight loss is a personal one, so I really respect anybody that gives us help and gives us tools. That's what the show is all about. Is just more tools in the toolbox. Yeah. And I usually have a disclaimer, and I'm trying to think of my disclaimer. I don't have it memorized, but we are talking medical stuff. So take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. But we are not giving any physical, doctor, psychological advice. It is not something we are giving you or telling you to go do. So by law, do not do anything. Go seek a doctor. Go seek professional help. Yeah. This is just Denise's story and several other women out there that need to hear it. Men, women, whatever. Here you go. Move your bodies and get out there and go see the world. I'm going to follow up with a couple books that Denise recommended. Also, I hope to get Marcy Cogdell and Jan Johansson on here to talk a little bit more about menopause. And I just threw their names out there, and I will follow up with them and make sure I have permission before I cut this out. Anything else?
I want to say thank you, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
I seriously am. You are an inspiration, and like, you are amazing. Absolutely amazing. We just keep it on.
I keep on moving,
one step at a time. Whatever it is, you do. You're rocking it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Don't make me cry at the end of this.
You're rocking it.
Well, we're gonna go and enjoy Kylo's and the wharf and anything else we can do.
See the ocean.
We're gonna see the ocean. We're gonna do a lot of fun things with her daughter Reagan. Shout out to Isaiah. Isaiah, your quote is going to be a highlight on the comeback seat.
And thank you to my family.
And thank you to
my husband and my family.
Yes.
I couldn't have done without my family. So
yeah, and we'll have Jason on with his comeback. That story is incredible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyways, and your mom, your dad, Sam, everyone.
Yeah. Lean in.
And
embrace the journey.
Embrace the journey.
Yeah.
Signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you.